Hello there. In this video I'm going to show you how you can make this personalised Avestan font earring using Fluid Designer for 3D printing. The Avestan font is a kind of Arabic style of font, and essentially what you can do is you can use it to create interesting patterns inside this, in this case, this heart-shaped earring. So we're going to use Fluid Designer for 3D printing to do that. So I just click Group Library here to refresh this folder list, file list. I'm going to use a connector, a wire connector with a 1.5mm diameter hole. That's to put your fish hook through. I'm going to use Avestan font, so it's alphabet, where is it? Avestan alphabet. It's in patterns actually, so we're going to use some of these patterns here. As you can see, they've all got this kind of organic curvy shape to them, and you can use whichever ones you want. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them inside a heart shape to create an earring. So there are a number of different hearts that you can use. In this case, I'm going to use heart 004. So I'm going to use this object here. So I just drag and drop that onto the workspace. I just switch on screencast keys, so key presses I make should be displayed down here. And I'm just holding down the center mouse button and rocking it to change the view there. So the default thickness of this is 1mm by 2. If you were making a pendant, you might want to make it thicker, deeper. I only want to make a earring, so I want to keep the size as low as possible, so 1 by 1 to keep the weight down. So that's how you can change it, because this is a parametric smart object. And if I just click Group Library now, and if I just go down to patterns, Avestan alphabet patterns, we can see that I'm going to add in some of these objects here, and it's entirely up to you which objects you choose. I'm going to choose this one first of all, so it's 004. And what we need to do is to go to File and Append. Just go up through the menu system until you get to the Groups folder, and then you go to the folder where you're going to append from. So it's Patterns Avestan alphabet I'm going to use. And the first pattern I'm going to use is 004, and we always append the object. So I'm going to select that object there, view it from the top, and it's just a case then of where do you want to place it. And obviously what you need is some sort of overlap here, probably not sticking out on the outside. I'm then going to choose this one here, 006. So I go to File and Append, just go up through the menu system until you get to Patterns Avestan alphabet, and choose the one you want, so it's pattern 006, and append that from the library. Now I'm probably not going to get exactly the same earring as is in the opening screenshot, but the important thing is to make these items such that they touch, such that they overlap, so you've got a solid object at the end of the day. I'm now going to use number 7, so I'm going to use this pattern here. So again, it's go to File and Append, go up through the menu system, look for the one you want to use. I want to use pattern 007, and append the object from the library. And if I just go to View and Top View, so I want to position that. Now that's a little bit large, so perhaps I could scale this one down now. So if I press S on the keyboard and move the mouse, I can scale that down. And you've got to kind of judge what size you want it. So I'm going to do it at that. But whenever you're scaling Fluid Designer, you must immediately do Control A and apply the scale, and that will reset the thickness. If you don't do that, you could be in trouble. So I'm just going to position that there somewhere. So it's overlapping at the top and overlapping at the bottom. I could switch off snap, and I've got finer control if I switch off the snap. I'm going to leave it like that, and then I'm going to add one more, number 10 I'm going to add, this one here. So I'm not sure whether this is the same pattern as the original one, but you get the idea. So I go to File and Append, and alphabet pattern 10, Object, and append that from the library. And again, if I pull that down there, that's looking a little bit large for that space, so I can do S on the keyboard. I can scale it down a little bit, and then you must always do Control A and apply the scale, otherwise the thickness will not be right. So I want that overlapping here and touching there. Now you can play around with these patterns as much as you want until you're happy with the final shape. Once you've got that, you can hold down the Shift key, click on all 4 patterns, Avestan patterns that is, and join them all together so they become one object. And then if I hold down the Shift key and highlight the heart around the outside and go to Tools, Object Tools and join them to the heart, they now become one object and they take on the thickness of the heart. So these are now 1mm by 1mm like the heart. But you do need to take note here. If we zoom in on this, you can see the end of that is empty. And you need to tick this box here to fill in the cap at the end. That will fill it in at the end. Netfab will probably fix it for you, but better to do it yourself. The reason for that is the heart shape doesn't have this ticked. It has the cyclic ticked, which means it completes it all the way around the heart, but it didn't have any caps because there were no open parts to the object. These objects had some open parts, so you do need to tick that. Now if I go to View and Top View, now what I want to do is I want to append one of these wire connectors here. So I want this for my fishhook to go through for the to complete the earring. So I go to File and Append, up through the menu system, and we're looking for 3D templates connectors. That's where the wire connector with the 1.5mm diameter hole is. And I just append that object from the library and just zoom in on it, highlight it, and just position it there. You can just double check with wireframe that it's sitting right in the middle. And then if we hold down the Shift key and highlight the earring, go to Tools, Object Tools and Join, that will now take on the same thickness. So that's essentially how easy it is, and you can create whatever pattern you like inside here. Just make sure things are touching around the edges. Now this bit here is only marginally touching. If you wanted to, you could press the Tab key and go into edit mode, and if you just move that across, if you want that to be more secure, and that was part of the original heart pattern, but that's just how it comes out when we create them. So it would have been okay because it was touching over here, but that's what you could do. So now what you do is export this. I tend to use OBJ rather than STL format, and I save this as a personalized Avestan font heart earring. So you export that OBJ file, and then you must go to Netfab Basic, and I can see now that this wasn't quite the same pattern as I've just created in this video. Slightly different pattern. This object I had at the top in my original one. But as I say, the pattern that you can create is entirely up to you. Alright, so good luck in creating your own, or if you want us to do it for you, we can.